Our topic today is special backend settings. And these are a handful of settings that we can set from our end if you request that will make your system perform differently. The first one that I wanted to mention, you might probably already are aware of this, but it has to do with setting master admins. So adding master admins, removing them, changing any information that you can't change from your end, that's something that you would need to go through us to do. And for security purposes, if there is ever a master admin change, it needs to come from a master admin or an owner. So it's really helpful and important to make sure that if your owner, the owner of your company or office, is not specified in pipeline as an owner in the role, that you do so. That indicates to us who the owner is if they are not the master admin as well. Right? So that way they've got authority to do things in the system, since we don't in the system have them designated as a master admin. But again, master admins can request changes to other master admins, meaning add them, remove them, etc. Alrighty? Okay, so that is the first item. The second is, let me hop over to unassigned docs. You're aware of how everyone's got a mail drop address. And this mail drop address is composed of different numbers that mean certain things to the system to indicate who the mail drop address belongs to. And I'm not going to get into the details of how those work, except to let you know that if you ever need to change that mail drop address, this mail drop address or any transaction mail drop addresses that you see at the top of transactions, we can do that from our end. And the need for that would probably mostly just derive if you had that mail drop address compromised, like someone hacked your email system or something, and you needed for that reason to have a new email address because they were spamming you or something like that. Okay. But just to know that if that ever needs to change for some technical reason, you can let us know and we can change that from our end for any particular user. Okay, that's the second thing. Third is, let's hop over to our reference page. And when you're on your reference page, you've actually got the ability to rearrange the documents that are on here, where the references they could be links or whatever, right? You can rearrange these to put them where you want. Some offices, or in particular cases, may not want those to be rearranged because by default they're in alphabetical order, and they may want them to stay in alphabetical order. I remember we had one office in particular where they wanted them to be in alphabetical order, but they had this rogue admin who kept coming and rearranging these, and so they wanted that turned off. So there is a setting in the back end that allows us to specify that those cannot be sorted. If you ever need to have that happen, just let us know and turn that off. That way they'll always automatically be alphabetically ordered. Second to the last thing that I wanted to show you applies only if you use multiple locations, if you've got more than one location in your account like we do here. So right now this transaction is in the Old Pine location. So if let's say I'm on this transaction and I want to add a new checklist, I can see checklists from all the different locations in this account, including Old Pine. If you didn't want that to be the case, if you wanted, when someone is on a transaction, for the only checklist to show up to be those that are in that same location, you can specify that to us. The option is called to show checklists from all locations, or only show checklists from the current location of that transaction, right? By default, it shows it from all locations, as you can see here. But again, if you wanted it to only show it from the location of the transaction, you can let us know and we can change that setting for you. And the last thing I wanted to mention actually isn't one that we set because we changed it so that you could set it. And that is, let me head over to admin. You used to need to let us know if you wanted to change the new user welcome message, right? But now you can do that from the admin page. So I just wanted to alert you of that in case you might think that you still need to let us know. You've got the ability to change both that new user welcome subject and new user welcome email message there, so that whenever you add a new user to the system, right, by doing new user or add user, the welcome message that goes out to them will be from what you typed there. Okay. And that's it for the backend settings. Pretty straightforward, a handful of options there. So that's pretty much it.